This is important. Some police is the same. If you go to police office here and you go there, just this guy is immediately standing and greeting to you. Hello. What are you coming here? Okay. He will ask very so kind, and you're going to ask him. He's very politely to answer for you. This is police. But he don't need to. He don't need to stand in there. Don't need anybody there, but stand entertain you. This is important.
So you say that because of the police we have less crime. Don't you? I don't know for sure, but my feeling is that basically the police is not doing so much to stop crime.
No. Because we have a 110 phone number here, and police will come here within a couple of minutes here. And my here is very close to office, maybe 20 seconds. And so no crime.
But
you parking here is.
But how many times
you can try the illegal parking here? Couple of minutes, police come here just space a sticker.
So you really think that the chances of people actually being caught is too high for people to actually commit crimes? That's the reason why. The global statistics on crime is that there is no positive correlation between the severeness of the penalty, for example.
Really, this surveillance of penalty is more harsh, and the crime is getting fewer.
But you no. That's actually not true. In the UN report show that is absolutely not true.
Which area is they talking about?
The crime. So
which country
the correlation. No, they're comparing data from different countries, of course. Otherwise, you can.
No, this must be careful. This he's talking about Africa. He's talking about South America, North America, Asia Pacific, South America, North America different. North Asia different. He just tried to treat equal? No, different. And you can compare with Australia and Japan. Maybe this is good measurement. But he's compared with Japan and Gambia, it's meaningless. United States, Japan, meaningless. See? British Japan, completely meaningless. I tell you. British more higher.
So, can I...
The other country's nationality, I will tell you.
Almost everywhere. Everywhere. Even if you compare, for example, within the States.
States is a very risky country.
Risky country.
Anywhere is none of the safe area in the States. Oh,
Fewer people in prison correlates with less crime overall.
where?
States.
States? No, not less crime.
Yes, here I'm not referring to my
Which city?
New York. This is what's happening in the States.
States is a crime country.
Crime country.
No, you're right. It is. It is a crime country. But what I'm saying is that the data is actually showing that there is a positive relation, correlation between the severeness of the penalty and the crime rate. So it is actually the more severe the penalties are, the higher the crime rate seems to be, which is very counterintuitive. Because you would say, yeah. So globally speaking, this is something that puzzles a lot of scientists, but they've done a lot of studies to that. So do we need more severe penalties or not? Because it will discourage people. but it will also harden. My feeling about this is that it will also harden the society because it will maybe discourage the people who are in the middle, who are not really prone to crime, but who want to take the risk. They think, oh, the risk is too high, so they will drop out. But they will leave a huge space for the professional criminals who don't care.
Professional criminals.
Professional criminals. There are a lot of professional criminals. Professional, like members of the Yakuza are professional criminals.
Okay, I got it.
But there are less people like casually involved. I think in Japan that's also the case. There are very few people, normal people, who are involved.
Yeah.
Who are involved. People are really willing to abide by the law. They don't even cross the traffic light when it's red. I mean, it's amazing to me.
Amazing.
Oh, that's right.
Huh.
It's crazy. Japanese never crossing the road when the
Even
light-
though there is nothing.
Red light.
Nothing. There is not even a bicycle inside at the crossroad. People are just waiting for the light to turn.
It means low crime.
Very low crime. Very low crime. I think the average person in Japan is very much connected to his society, and therefore he just doesn't want to do it because he feels that he's a member of it and he doesn't want to stand out negatively as somebody who doesn't abide by the rules because that's perceived to be negative. In the Netherlands, we feel much more individuals and we don't care so much about other people. And not as much.
Japanese keep rule.
They keep the rule. They abide by the rule.
That's
Of course, there is still crime, but that's the hardcore group who engages in
That's
that.
the reason why
Mm.
crime is so low.
Yeah, so there's not so many criminals, not as many as in the Netherlands. So in the Netherlands, for example, we have also a lot of other crime that Japan doesn't have, like graffiti, destroying public property, like polluting things. Doesn't happen in Japan. It doesn't happen, and we have a lot of those crimes that are people that are kind of in the middle. They are regular citizens, but they're a bit. They are a bit of free riders of the system.
Okay, I tell you, my former Chinese, my children, they cannot go into Japanese school. It's different. Character is different. And they are not calm. Okay? Or wild. Japanese students so calm and so don't do wrongdoing.
Right.
The Chinese children is always wrongdoing. Right? This is good meaning and bad meaning.
Right, but it's the same in the Netherlands. It's the same in the Netherlands.
Okay, we're going to tell them, you're sitting here, never sit there. For Chinese children. Japanese children, you should sit here. He or she is sitting many hours, just sitting there. This is Japanese.
I was when I was in the Netherlands. I was in the Netherlands for 7 weeks, and my niece is 5. Right, she goes to school, and they have a system in the school that parents, during the lunchtime, parents need to come to school. They take turns coming to school, looking after children during lunch, so the teachers can have lunch, and then the parents look after the children. So I did that a few times, and when I came to school. These kids, they're 5 years old, they're already testing you. They're already defying us, oh, I'm not going to sit, or they're going to run around and say, hey, sit down and eat your lunch. Not going to listen to them. And they're really trying to challenge you, already at the age of 5.
So it means Japanese, they are not innovative, or Japanese are not challengeable, they are not communicate with other people drastically changing attitude or better communication. They cannot do that. It means the other way around, very conservative.
Very conservative.
Right? This is the problem.
So it has a good side because, like, look at Japanese society. It's very, very calm, very safe, very everything. And there are a lot of innovation improvements in Japan. So they managed to actually grow GDP.
That's the reason why the Japanese do not have custom for debate or discussion. They don't like it because they don't want to do some different opinion, conflict or some sort of things. They don't like it.
I had a discussion about that last night. we were talking about